Hello and welcome to Austin Anderson Sports Talk, where in NFL Week 3 we had a Super Bowl rematch. The Cowboys tied the largest comeback in franchise history, and Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, and the New England Patriots aren't dominating anyone. But first we start with the Arizona Cardinals. They're 3-0 heading into their bye week, and are they for real? I mean, just 2 years ago in 2012 they teased us with a 4-0 start just to finish 5-11. But this team is nothing like them. If you go back over the last 12 games, including last season, the Arizona Cardinals have won 10 of 12, including the only team in the last 3 years to go to CenturyLink Field in Seattle and upset the Seahawks. And those two losses were by combined 2 points. 3 points to the Philadelphia Eagles and 3-point game-winning field goal loss from Phil Dawson against the San Francisco 49ers. Now this is one of the top 5 defenses in the entire NFL. And in Week 5, coming off their bye, they go to Denver. And we'll see just how good that defense is, going against Peyton Manning, Julius Thomas, Demaryius Thomas, Wes Welker, and of course Emmanuel Sanders. Now yes, this team is good. They're not going to compete for the number 1 seed in the NFC. But this is a 10-6, 11-5 ball club who will make the playoffs and has never gotten respect. Robert Griffin III is one of the most dynamic playmakers in the NFL when he's healthy. The problem with that statement is he isn't healthy. Going down with an ankle injury, backup Kirk Cousins has been implemented as the starting quarterback for Jay Gruden in the Washington Redskins. Now, Robert Griffin III could come back this season, but when he does, is he going to immediately take over as the starter over Kirk Cousins? If you're asking me, no. Kirk Cousins is a good starting quarterback. He's not great, he'll never be elite, but he is a good starting quarterback in this league, and he's not getting hurt every other week. So, if you're not going to play Robert Griffin III, what do you do with him? Back up? Release him? No. It's time for the Washington Redskins to trade Robert Griffin III. Now listen, that seems crazy because just 2 years ago, they essentially traded 8 players for Robert Griffin III. First round picks, Michael Brockers, Greg Robinson, and Alec Ogletree. Running back duo Isaiah Peed and Zach Stacy. Not to mention really solid players in cornerback Janoris Jenkins and wide receiver Stedman Bailey, formerly of West Virginia. All play for the St. Louis Rams now and could have been Washington Redskins draft picks. Now, who would you rather have, those players I just listed or an injury-prone quarterback whose career may end before it ever really starts? Now, when you're out there looking for what you can get for Robert Griffin III, a first-round pick, probably unlikely. But if I'm a team that just used the first-round pick on a quarterback, like the Cleveland Browns with Johnny Manziel, Jaguars with Blake Bortles, or even the Vikings with Teddy Bridgewater, who would I rather have on my team? Bridgewater, Manziel, Bortles, or the electrifying Robert Griffin III? I mean, the last time we fully saw Robert Griffin III healthy was when he was the Rookie of the Year, throwing only 5 interceptions to go 3,200 passing yards. This guy can light it up and lead a franchise. And it's my feeling that he really has never even gotten the chance to meet his full potential. And in Major League Baseball, the playoff races are as hot as can be. I mean, the Tigers are just 2 games up, heading into the weekend over the Kansas City Royals with 4 to play. And as important as those playoff races are, we're not talking about them. We're talking about why Clayton Kershaw is having one of the most dominant seasons in baseball history, and why not only should he be the Cy Young, but he should be the MVP of the National League. No National League pitcher has won the MVP since 1968 and Bob Gibson, but that needs to change this year. Now there are 2 decent competitors for the MVP in the National League, Giancarlo Stanton of the Miami Marlins and Andrew McCutchen, the 2013 MVP. Stanton's hitting .288 and blasted 37 home runs, but he's out for the last month of the season. Now those are respectable numbers, but MVP numbers? Debatable. Now McCutchen, he won it last year, and his numbers aren't that far off from where he was a year ago. as far as MVP seasons go, if Andrew McCutchen were to win it again, I would be probably towards the bottom of the most impressive MVPs ever won. Whereas Clayton Kershaw is having one of the most dominant seasons in the history of pitching. He's 21-3 with a 1.87 ERA. He has a lower ERA and WHIP than Justin Verlander when he won the MVP for the American League in 2011. He also has a higher K per 9, more complete games, and he just happened to throw a no-hitter this season. Now, one of the knocks on Kershaw is he missed the first month of the season. He did not play a game in April, and it did take some time to adjust in the month of May. But if you look at his stats from June 1st on, he was 18-1 with a 1.38 ERA. And for all you WAR people out there, wins above replacement, he has more wins above replacement than any other pitcher in the game. Now, where do McCutchen and Stan stack up? Well, they're not the leading hitters. Actually, McCutchen has the 9th highest WAR total in the league, and Stan has the 10th. So where does Kershaw rank? Well, he's actually ahead of both of those two, because he's second in the entire league in WAR with just under 8 wins above a replacement player. Just behind Mike Trout and over a win above McCutchen and Stan, who aren't even the leading hitters in the National League. 8th best WAR goes to Jonathan Lucroy, who is leading the National League in WAR. And yeah, I guess it's not fair because pitchers don't play every day. But 85% of the games that Clayton Kershaw played in, his team won, compared to 60% for Andrew McCutchen. There is not a player in baseball more valuable to his team than Clayton Kershaw is to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Yes, I'm looking at Mike Trout. Clayton Kershaw is the best pitcher in baseball, and before it's said and done, could go down as one of the best left-handed pitchers in the history of the game. This guy is 26 years old, and he is getting better. Clayton Kershaw deserves to be the 2014 National League MVP, and I hope he gets it. Alright, folks, I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you in about 2 weeks, and I'll leave you with this. To get started with something, you don't have to be great. But to be great, you have to get started.